What is up, all of my beautiful dudes and dudettes? We are here today with a worm deck profile. Yes, you heard that right. In the year 2023, we are playing with Worms, a deck that is 12 years old now. This was a deck that does have a regional win and a few regional tops. The regional win happened sometime in 2012, and then the tops happened right before or right around the time of hat format. So let's hop right into the deck profile. Starting off, we run the traditional gambit of 3 Worm Zeks and 3 Worm Yagan. They're the most classic combo of worms. You normal summon Zex, you send Yagan to grave, you special summon Yagan face down defense position, and then Yagan targets and bounces a card on your opponent's side of the field to the hand when it is flipped face up. This is a tale as old as time when it comes to worm plays. The other worm cards in the deck are 2 Worm Carderos, which is the searcher of the deck when it flips face up, Worm Lynx, which can draw you cards on end phase, and Worm King, which can be summoned by tributing only 1 worm, even though it is a level 8 monster, and then once per turn, you can tribute a worm on your side of the field to target and destroy a card on your opponent's side of the field. You won't be using the tribute summon effect of Worm King, though, because you will be summoning it off of easily one of the most broken normal trap cards printed in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh!, but locked to an archetype such as Worms. That is W Nebula Meteorite. On activation, will flip up all face-down monsters on either player's field to face up, thus triggering any of their flip effects or effects upon being flipped face up. And then at the end phase of the turn that W Nebula Meteorite is activated, you will flip all face up light reptile type monsters face down, then you will draw cards for each monster flipped face down, and then you can special summon a level 7 or higher light reptile type monster from your deck. That'll be Worm King or another monster that we're going to be showing later on in the profile. New recent releases of cards that benefit flipping stuff up and down is Terrors of the Hidden City, which we play a 3 of, along with a new card, a TCG exclusive in Darkwing Blast, which is Destructive Daruma Karma Cannon. Terrors in the Hidden City, all of your face down cards cannot be targeted. Also, when a monster is flipped face up, it immediately gains 1500 attack and defense. And then if Terrors of the Hidden City is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, then you can target a monster in your grave and special summon it in face down defense position. Destructive Daruma Karma Cannon flips all monsters on either side of the field face down, and then the owner of any cards that are still flipped face up sends all of those face up cards to the grave. A good application of this is tokens and link monsters. Those will always get sent to the grave because everything else can be flipped face down. A bunch of 1-ofs for kind of combo pieces of the deck. We have Ogdoadic Serpent Strike, Nauya the Ogdoadic Remnant, Ogdo Abyss, the Ogdoadic Overlord, which is the second card that we have in the deck to summon off of W Nebula Meteorite, and Reptilian Lamia. Ogdoadic Serpent Strike is a card that you can search off of Nauya. If you summon Nauya instead of sending it to the grave to send a light reptile type to the grave, Ogdoadic Serpent Strike is basically a monster reborn upon discard of a reptile from your hand. Ogdo Abyss, if it's in the grave, contribute 3 monsters to special summon itself, and then when it is summoned, all monsters on the field that were not special summoned from the grave just get sent to the grave. Reptilian Lamia, what it does is that if it's in your hand, it'll target a card that, if there is a reptile on your side of the field, you can target one of your opponent's monsters. Its attack goes to 0. You take damage equal to its original attack, and then Lamia is special summoned. Usually you're going to synchro summon into Reptilian Hydra, which on summon destroys as many monsters on the field that have 0 attack, and then you draw a card for each of those monsters destroyed, but we'll get to that when we get to the extra deck. Since we're in Kashtira format, we're playing some books. We've got only 2 Book of Moon and 2 Book of Lunar Eclipse. This deck is already at 42. If there was more room in the deck, I would have played these at 3 each. Book of Lunar Eclipse, we do benefit off of the discard, such as sending any of the Ogdoadic cards. We benefit also off of getting worms engraved, such as Yagan. And Book of Moon is just great to be able to reset your own worms for their own flip effects. Since almost the entire deck is being set, we're playing 3 Lord of the Heavenly Prison. This is an Eldritch, this is Worm, but everything is still set, so we're playing it. And also, you're just going to get a giant 3k body on board with it, so that's always nice. For the traps, triple Trap Trick, along with triple Compulse, and of course triple Infinite Impermanence. These are all normal traps that can be searched off of Trap Trick. Compulse is a fantastic form of interaction right now with Kashtira in the format. The fact that Infinite Impermanence can be searched off of Trap Trick and is also fantastic in this current format is wonderful. Trap Trick can also search W Nebula Meteorite, which is really, really nice. And our last form of interaction is triple Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. We're at a format now where Ash is good again, which feels really good now that Ishizu has fallen to the wayside by getting the axe on the Banhammer. The extra deck is... honestly, it's kind of fun. Going back to that Reptilian Lamia play, what you do is you will go into Reptilian Echidna, which needs 2 monsters, at least one of which has got to be a reptile-type monster. On summon, you can target a face-up monster your opponent controls, reduce its attack to 0, and then you add a reptile from deck to hand. And you will add Reptilian Lamia, and then you've got, hopefully, a worm on board or something like that. You will target another monster, special summon Lamia, and then you will synchro summon into Reptilian Hydra, who on summon destroys as many monsters your opponent has with 0 attack, and then you draw a card for each of those monsters destroyed. So with Reptilian Echidna getting to Reptilian Hydra, you are at least destroying 2 monsters and at least drawing 2 cards. The only other one of that I play in here is Baguska. Almost everything is a level 4, and Plan B is just a great card to have on hand. Now you're going to see that everything else I run in this deck is a 2 of to be able to deal with the Kashtira matchup. I play 2 Bujinki Ahashima, since it's really easy to get everything from the grave or in your hand, and then the rest of my extra deck is just rank 4s, with the exception of Zeus. I played 2 King of the Feral Imps to search all of the reptiles, 2 Steel Swarm Roach to be able to stop special summons, 2 Constellar Omega to just have a card that can have protection, 2 Starliege Paladynamo. All of my level 4s are lights, and Starliege Paladynamo is a good way to just deal 2,000 damage pretty quickly. And then 2 Divine Arsenal AA Zeus Sky Thunder, because it is a blowout in a current format where blowout cards are beautiful. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to ask them down in the comments. I think Steel Swarm Roach is a fantastic card to be playing in this meta. Being able to negate, not once per turn, up to 2 Kashtira special summons is amazing, and I have a short about it if you want to check out my shorts. I've been doing those once a day for almost the entire month of February, and I've got shorts planned out to release daily so far until the end of March. The side deck is just pure Kashtira hate. I ran triple Artifact Lancia, triple Nibiru, triple Ixi's Encore, triple Lightning Storm, and triple Evenly Matched. I feel like I don't really need to explain this side deck. Of course, the side deck is based on the meta of the locals or regional scene near you, but this is a side deck specifically teched to just destroy Kashtira. So there you guys have it. That was my Worm deck that I took to locals this past Friday at our new place. I had a great time playing it. If you want to see more Worm content, check out Poofadoof on YouTube. Better yet, he's known as Worm Yagan on Twitter. Fantastic player, very, very skilled at the Worm deck, so I strongly recommend you check it out. I'd also like to thank our 2 new patrons that we have for the channel, Lack of Reality and Andres Raffler. I've got your DT cards right here that I'm going to be mailing out soon. Thank you so much for signing up, guys. And remember, if you really like this content, please do not forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. It really helps out the channel, and it really shows me that you guys like seeing the content that I'm putting out. And please check out my Patreon down in the link below. We've got 4 different tiers that show how best you can interact with the channel and show me what kind of content you want to see more of. I hope you guys have a fantastic day and a fantastic time in this meta. I'll catch you around.